You remember this movie scene? Sometimes coming across a depiction of massage therapy in popular media can be about as rare as coming across a character that shares my first name. I am Kirby Clark Ellis, MMTBCTMB, and this is Pop Culture Fridays. To celebrate St. Patrick's Day, this month's PCF is a look back at Leprechaun 6. In an effort to be more culturally sensitive, I will refrain from using the movie's subtitle. Leprechaun 6 is a dark comedy slasher film that features the talents of Warwick Davis as the film's titular character, whom we only know as the Leprechaun. Surprisingly, it is also one of the very few horror films that has any representation or depiction of massage therapy at all. Leprechaun 6, like all of the 5 movies that came before it, follows a group of adult characters who unknowingly steal gold coins from the leprechaun, which sets him off on a murderous rampage, tracking his gold down and taking revenge on those who thieved it away in the first place. This installation follows the story of our heroine, Emily, in the urban setting of Los Angeles. Emily works at the local beauty salon as either a cosmetologist or an esthetician. She is saving money to attend a university in Kansas. When we first meet Emily, she is struggling to please a very difficult regular customer, Doria. Doria is the type of client that has unrealistic expectations, like wanting to look like Julia Roberts. She is known for changing her mind mid-service, now saying that she does not want her hair to be that curly. We've all had clients like this that just seem impossible to please. Emily is excited whenever that she comes across the leprechaun's stash of gold to make a better life not only for herself, but also sharing her riches. Of course, this awakens the dormant evil of the leprechaun. With her sudden gain in leprechaun gold secured, Emily shows up for what is supposed to be her last day at the beauty salon and is seen in an argument with her boss, Yolanda. Emily is refusing to give a massage to the loud customer, Doria. "It will take me 3 hours to rub her down," Emily says, and threatens to leave. Yolanda convinces Emily to stay. Doria is seen laying prone, meaning face down. We don't know how long into this session this scene starts, but at some point Emily runs out of massage oil and has to let Doria know she's got to step out and get some more. She does this with making also a comment about Doria's weight and body size. Doria doesn't exactly hear this comment about her, but she insists that Emily grab that Caribbean coconut oil. But as Emily shuffles off to go cry in a supply closet, the murderous leprechaun creeps up on Doria. Unaware of what's going on, Doria, still face down, screams out at Emily to hurry up and rub me down before I cool off, which is invitation enough for the leprechaun to mischievously answer her yells. Now, I have some critiques on the service that the leprechaun renders, but first I'd like to talk about the things that I see that I do like in this session. The leprechaun begins by blowing warm air onto his hands and rubbing them together. In my practice, I personally prefer to use a warm towel for this, but this is an important first part of first touch practices, making sure that the hands of the therapist are at least the same body temperature as the client. Next, he eases into the work by gently applying effleurage strokes to Doria's back. In an interesting choice, he transitions into some topotomist strokes, very fast repetitions at first, and then alternating hacks one hand at a time. Doria exclaims, "This is wonderful, work it." And while a lot of this is played for laughs, there have been those clients who exclaim in ways like that. And perhaps most shocking of all, the leprechaun's treatment plan transitions into an ashiatsu technique. The wise-cracking imp, as if by magic, somehow manages to get on top of Doria's back. He compresses each side of her back by slowly stepping forward 1 foot at a time, closer and closer off of the towel onto Doria's bare skin. He almost at one point slips and falls, but is able to regain his balance. "You've got magic in those little hands," Doria shouts, which prompts the leprechaun to give up on this charade, scaring Doria into full-on wails of despair. Finally, the leprechaun is shown to be proficient in even applying petrissage strokes, albeit with far too much force, as he eventually snaps Doria's cervical spine, killing her. Which is as fine a place to start with my critiques as any. A critical skill to develop as a massage therapist is control, so that the depth of pressure and intensity of force applied, remains therapeutic instead of becoming harmful and injurious. The Leprechaun started off so strong with his effleurage and tapotement techniques. Although I wouldn't be worth my salt as a massage therapist if I failed to point out that the Leprechaun could stand a proper manicure and pedicure before working with any more massage clients. Those talons are way past the appropriate length of the free edge. He's going to scratch somebody bloody. In massage school, we were taught that if you face your palm towards yourself and you look at your fingernails and you can see the white jutting over the tips of your skin, you were due to trim them down. The ashiatsu portion shows good form in a less utilized modality of massage therapy. But the Leprechaun fails to follow basic ashi safety. Standing on the client's back without ashi bars. Ashi bars are essential for ensuring the safety of the client as well as the therapist. Let's move on to my critiques of Emily. First and foremost, it is ambiguous whether or not Emily is a licensed or registered or whatever other weird options are available to my good friends in the great state of California. It is not unheard of for salons to have a separate space set up for massage therapists to do their business, but we are led to believe that Emily is either a cosmetologist or an esthetician, given her ability to switch up between hairdressing and body treatments. The lines of Emily's scope of practice as a professional here are gray at best, which is also not unheard of. Massage therapists will sometimes provide facial massage. Estheticians have been known to provide arm, shoulder, or foot massage. And cosmetologists, well, who really knows where their scope of practice ends? I jest. The service that we see Emily provide is very minimal, but it's potentially outside of her scope of practice as either a cosmetologist or an esthetician. The massage that the Leprechaun provides for Doria definitely is outside of the scope of practice for Cosmo or ST. Perhaps the Leprechaun has a massage therapy license. I also have to address the use of towels to drape the client's body. I'm not a fan. I know that everyone is different and some modalities actually require towel draping, either by virtue of practicality or virtue of tradition. Draping requirements by law are going to be different from state to state or completely absent in some cases. But in my opinion, good old table linen sheets can't be beat. One more thing about Emily before her most egregious mistake. Running out of oil. It happens, but this is a fast and quick mistake to fix. There certainly shouldn't be enough time for someone else to come into the room, impersonate you, and give that long of a session before you realize. Finally, as a professional, Emily should never make any disparaging mark about a client's body or weight. But what about you? What are some of your favorite or least favorite representations of massage therapy in pop culture? Let me know in the comments below.